Hey there! In this video, we're going to learn 4 different abstract blending techniques. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. When I first started abstract painting, one of the very first things I did was what you're doing right this second. I went to YouTube, I started searching for abstract painting techniques and various different things that I could use to get myself started painting. Honestly, really what I found was a lot of channels like John Beckley and Siraj Fine Arts, and they're great, awesome channels that are showing a lot of great techniques, which I learned a lot from watching, but they never actually explain what they're doing. So in this video, we're gonna go over 4 abstract blending techniques that you can use to get yourself started painting abstract paintings. Alright, so those 4 techniques are going to include using things like sponge, plastic wrap, foil, and then there's one that I wanted to try with paper towels or napkins that, let's just put it like this way, it's all experimental. Abstract painting in general is pretty experimental. So you just want to do a lot of trial and error and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You can always paint over it. Before we get into the demonstration, I just want to take a quick moment to welcome you to the Art with Mark YouTube channel. I'm Mark, creator and owner of artwithmark.com, and on this channel, we're focused on exploring and learning how to create, market, and sell artwork. Let's go ahead and jump right into the demonstration. Alright, here we are with our first blending technique that we're going to be doing. We're going to be using this sponge here. As you can see, it's a quite porous sponge, which leads to an interesting texture or pattern on the canvas. We're going to be using primary blue as one of our colors, and then we're also going to be using light blue permanents. So basically, you just want to kind of either paint the paint onto the canvas or put it directly onto the canvas, like what you see us doing here. I. It's just me. There's nobody else. It's kind of weird narrating this when I'm not actually doing it right now. That's what happens when you don't record properly. But yeah, I mean, back to what we're doing here. We just basically dab it out, and you kind of smush it around in the middle there, blend it up, blend it down, make sure those colors mix together right in the middle, and then leave a little bit darker on the bottom there. And of course, right here, I didn't do such a great job. I feel like I could have got that blend a bit better, but just for the sake of demonstration, I think you get the gist of it. Now, moving on to the next technique, here we're going to be doing the plastic wrap. Alright, now with the plastic wrap, you can't really dab it on like we did with the sponge, so you are going to want to paint it onto the canvas for this one. We're going to be using primary yellow and crimson red, and basically, yeah, you just paint it on there and you can get some cool textures and patterns. You know, if you were doing it a bit thicker and you wanted to get some cool textures out of it, you could later on once you kind of get it where you want it. As you can see here, I don't have a great setup, bumping the camera around. Gonna have to fix that soon. But let's go ahead and get to the part here where we actually use that plastic wrap. I don't think the primary yellow and the crimson red were mixing together to make the orange color that I hoped that they would. But still, you can see here, it still ends up with a cool little pattern. One thing to note about the plastic wrap is to make sure to bunch it up. See, that first time I didn't have it bunched up like I do now, and then I realized I was kind of like mixing all the paint together rather than getting a blended effect like what we're really going for here. But you just got to experiment with it, trial and error, and you'll figure it out. And then for this one, foil, I mean, it's pretty much a similar outcome as the plastic wrap. Just the foil has a bit sharper angles, which gives you a little bit different of a textured effect. This is magenta as one of our colors, and then a different kind of magenta that I can't say. And then prism violet looked like. So we're gonna go 3 colors on this round here and see if we can get an interesting blend on this one. Ultimately, when you're using these, you're not using them on the entire canvas. In most cases, they're usually just small areas. I mean, if you watch John Beckley, he uses a lot of these techniques, which is one place where I have observed and learned them from. Alright, so yeah, once you get it painted on the canvas, you don't even have to do that great of a job of blending, because again, the blending technique is supposed to be, you know, the tool that we're using. As you see here, gives a bit of a different effect. You kind of want to be careful not to go too high with the dark side like what I did there, but either way, I mean, if you're going for an abstract painting, you know, you could have this masked off and be creating different shapes with those colors and textures. Now this is the one that was a bit more experimental. Generally, I'd be using paper towels. I didn't have paper towels, so I used napkins, and this is more of an example of how to take paint off of the canvas than it is how to blend the canvas. But I don't know, maybe you might think it's cool, so maybe you guys can vote in the comments below and see which one you ended up liking best. Alternatively, if you guys have any blending techniques of your own that you use in your own abstract works, let's go ahead and get a conversation going down below. I mean, I'm eager to learn from you and, you know, share with you what I know. Alright, now for this one, we're going to be using, we're going to go with a little bit of a Halloween theme here with black and orange. That's ivory black and cadmium orange. And then, of course, we're going to spread it around with our paintbrush a little bit, since we are going to be trying to use a napkin to blend. Now, these napkins in particular are very thin and absorbent, and yeah, they're probably not the best thing to use for something like this. So, just beware of that if you're gonna try something similar. But you know, it could work in a pinch if you need something to get some sort of blending or textured effect, like what we get with something like a paper towel. And you know, you can always use an actual washable towel as well. You know, again, that'll probably give you a different effect depending on the thickness and texture of the towel itself. And here I came in with some more orange because I felt like you know, I wasn't very satisfied with the outcome of my first go there, so I wanted to give another try and see if maybe I could get a little bit better just by dabbing it just a little bit and maybe rotating that piece of material as I go. So yeah, once I did all that, I came back and I finished the rest of the borders of the paintings to give them a nice smooth blend. And here's a quick preview of what they all look like dry. And that was 4 abstract blending techniques for beginners to help you get started abstract painting as quickly as possible. If you enjoyed this video and you liked the formatting and all that, do me a favor, leave a comment down below. Let me know which blending technique you think you're going to give a try, and which ones that I missed. Which ones do you think I should give a try, or maybe do another video about? Hey, before you take off, if you want to learn any more abstract painting techniques, go ahead and check out this video right here. What are you waiting for? Give it a little click. Click that shit. Go on.